Hey guys, you got Dance here again from Cobra Kai. I want to say shout out to everybody that's watching my videos and have, taken a look at them. And I know it's not a full, complete plethora of them, but, I'm going as I go, hoping for the best, Anyways, also want to say that, just because I say it the way I say it doesn't mean my way is gold. Nobody's perfect at this game. We're all learning as we go. It's not even into global launch. We're all doing what we can with what we've got, right? So this is what I've learned along in my last 4.5, 5 months of playing the game, like I said, and I'm trying to help the guys that have just started 3 days in, basically, that have no clue about who this person is or who that person is, and other than who they are in the videos and the movies that they've seen back in the day with Disney and Pixar, right? So, anyways, long story short, let's just continue on with our Guardian showcase. We got to go back into our name ascending here. Whoops, not level. What am I doing? Name. Come on, there we go. All right, so last one we did was Eve. There she is. After that is Evil Queen, but she's a specific famed one, right? She came out with the Snow White series, so can't really go through her too much. So the next one after that is Mr. Frank Wolf himself. So a lot of people whom and haw over this guy, right? He's got pros and cons, but overall, decent support guy. I'll give him that, right? His core ability is basically he has resistance to wound, shock, and poison at a 60%. That's huge. That's huge to have any resistance to those effects, right? Especially poison when you're playing against, poison-based Evil Queen or whatever in that sense. But wound is huge for against, like, I guess scars and other ones that do wound ability. At the beginning of a combat, when you're struck by a critical hit, so one of those two, key times, you basically gain a 10% defense buff. So that stacks 10 times if you want to, so up to 100% defense. But you get burnt, you are done. All your stuff gets stripped away, it's all purged, right? All of them, right? It says all defense buffs are purged. So that's not very good against angers, fireborns, things like that. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a good healer against them, but, once he gets all this defense buffs, it's pretty much null and void if he ever gets burnt by anger or anything like that, right? It's just going to happen once and you're done, right? So it's the only downside with that. So anyways, with dense foliage here, we got, this is his basic healing and the biggest thing that he does. So this is his special that he drops with an AoE on the ground for 16 seconds at last, it says, right? So, but that's the thing. He drops it on the ground, doesn't move, doesn't do anything, and that's the biggest problem with him. So all Guardians will heal as soon as they enter it, but they gotta enter it. That's the biggest thing, right? If they're not a part of it, they're not getting heals, they're not getting anything, right? But while they're in it, they get 30% resist, and they're immune to root, everything, the whole nine like that, right? So that's pretty cool. I really like that when it comes to that. Help from there, right? So his last one is his Caught in the Weeds. That's his 4-star signature ability. So basically, whenever someone's in there, they're rooted for 4 seconds immediately, and they sustain 100% damage. So that's huge. Pretty much everybody can't run and just rush him up if he's sitting in his circle, basically, and helps when everybody else is grouped with him. And or if he drops it, out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, in a swarm, they're all rooted, basically everything, for 4 seconds. So it gives you a little bit of bide time to get things done and over with, right? So anyways, sorry, let's go back to Frank here. So with his talents, you basically, I went with his health like always, right? His other one here is defense that you'd want to boost up here, but His Might of Timbers here, when he's standing in his dense foliage, his heavy attack gains more attack and more chance to root for 5 seconds, which is huge too, right? Basically, I think the only thing you could boost on it is the attack. His chance to root will stay the same at, 30% or just shy of 1/3, right? So 3 out of 10, basically. Oakenhide, all allies will gain extra defense, and any enemy will be inflicted with negative crit damage. So that's pretty huge, right? It's basically you're swathing in the middle of a forest, and your sword's not going to do full damage, of course, because you're fighting everything in the way with the grass and all that. I don't know. So he's got Druid Determination, another advanced talent. It heals 2.43% when struck by a crit hit when standing in dense foliage. So whenever he's struck by a hit in his foliage, he'll heal 2.43 when you're leveling it up, basically. That's pretty good, right? As long as he gets hit by crits, but he doesn't get hit often. I noticed that because everybody's rooted as soon as they get into it, right? So he can dodge and get out of there or whatever, especially if you're controlling him, right? So any ranged and support enemies have a 14% chance to miss allies. So I think that dropped to 10%. That's 10% base. So 10% chance to miss while in this dense foliage if he's got this equipped too as well, right? So I usually equip that because, there's a lot of ranged and support that will hurt a lot, and if they can miss, that's huge. So that's no damage, right? So to each their own. If they want to get healed by the crit hits, that wasn't a big deal on me, right? I'm more about the defense and the negative crit damage. So of course I've got that on him, and right now I'm going for his heavy attacks to gain attack and chance to root, right? So those are the 3 that I usually equip for him. Or else I'll just click auto and just see what happens. Usually that's the best I've got right now. Milestone wise, I haven't gotten too far with him, so. But he's a 5-star. He's one of my 5 stars. I love him that way, right? So he's kind of powerful that way. But I guess we can showcase him real quick here. I'll play chapter 4-10, just like everybody else, right? There we go. So again, like I said, biggest thing with him is to try your best to hit swarms with your big radius, or to get them to come at you in your radius too as well. So, but I think he should be able to hold his own anyways. I've got him at decent level at level 50, right? So. But he hits pretty good. I'm hoping I can do this. And root everything, see? And then just get rooted. You notice I didn't have to stay inside the circle to keep healing. All I had to do was just step in it. So that's a huge thing for a lot of people when it comes to this thing, is all you got to do is just touch the circle, but sometimes that's a pain in the butt. That's why I kind of and haw over using him sometimes, because most of the time he'll be back in the huge corner. I'll show you what I mean. Like, most of the time when I'm playing, he's going to be way back here or way back here or something like that, or keeping his distance from whatever's happening in the main part of it. So unless you're controlling him, you're usually not going to be able to have a lot of things happen this way. But if you can keep your distance and try and coax him in, you can see he only makes it so far. But if you can keep your distance on everything, you will do just fine. Because 9 times out of 10, you can leave it for 4 seconds, and it gives you time to react and dodge or whatever it's going on, right? So. I don't know, he's got some good attack, though. That's a good thing about him too, right? So. Oh, this is fun. So there you go, Mr. Frankie himself. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you want to, and hope you have a good night, guys, or day, or wherever it is you got.